Hi beauties, welcome back to our channel. So for today's video, we are going to be talking about the ABH Norvina Volume 5. I did just get this in the mail a few days ago, so I wanted to sit down, review it, talk about it, and actually play with it and see if I can make a look a little bit outside of my comfort zone. Okay, so before we get started with this palette, I want to talk about the giveaway quickly. I am planning on starting it on my birthday, which is July 11th. I will have a picture of what we currently have for the giveaway up on our channel in probably late June, or if not at the end of June. The rules are very simple on how to enter. Just make sure that you are subscribed to us on this channel. You are giving this video a thumbs up, leaving a comment down below, and then my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter handles are all in my description box. Make sure you're following us there as well. Okay, so I am super duper excited about actually getting this and playing with this. I couldn't wait to sit down and actually film it. It is a 25 deluxe size high performing shades for professional grade artists with maximum payoff. Oops, I'm opening it upside down. Now she is vegan, cruelty free, 12 months, and this is what it looks like on the back. I did take a sneak peek inside. Seeing things online and then seeing them in person is completely different for me anyways. Here's what it does look like. And it is quite heavy like all of her other Pro Pigment palettes. I'll put this over there so I don't blind you. Here is the mirror. It is quite large like all of them. And it does meet the size of the pan. And here are all the eyeshadows up close. There are a lot of purples in this palette, but I don't think it's very similar to the original purple one that she did, as this is more like a lilac palette, and I'm really excited to actually play with some of these purples. There's a lot of really good transition shades for my skin tone, so I don't feel completely overwhelmed. I want to build with some purple / lilac. That's really what this palette is all about. There are, like the pan said, 25 shades. I do really like the mattes to glitter to shimmer. There's like a really matte one there, but it's got a little bit of shimmer in it. So I do really like your ratio to it. It does retail for $65. So I have been really impressed with the other ones that I have tried. I have tried multiple of them on my channel. I'm really excited to actually try and play with this one. I'm not going to waste any time. I really just want to dig in and actually just get started. I have already put my face base on that I do with like concealer. But I wanted to start with the transition shade here. To me, it does really put off a lot of cool tone vibes, which is not the norm for me to use, but I think it's a little bit different, especially for the summer. Here in Minnesota, we've been having like 90-degree days. It has been insanely hot here, and not just 90-degree days, but 97s with heat indexes up to 105. So I'm definitely really excited. I could see some shimmer and some glitter definitely being summertime appropriate, but to me this screams winter with the cool tones, but I'm still very excited to actually play with it today and see what eye look I create. I'm really just true to like what I normally do. I start with a very fluffy brush. This is the R40 from Morphe, just one of the brushes that I have in my general kit that I use all the time. I'm just kind of like using this as a transition shade and just really fluffing it upwards but also inwards so it doesn't drag the eye down, but staying in that really sweet spot in between the crease and the brow bone and the lid. I'm going to pick up some more A4 and then just do the exact same thing to the other side. Just off the bat, I have noticed that these shades are really pigmented. I had very high hopes for this palette, seeing as how I did like the other 4 that she did come out with. I believe there was, okay, how do I do this right? I believe there was an orange one. There was a, now I'm getting confused if purple became before blue, but don't come for me if I'm completely wrong, but I believe it was blue and then purple and then the pink one and now our lilac. I hope I did that right. I think I'm confused between the purple and the blue ones, but I'm pretty confident in the other ones. Okay, so now that we have our transition shade kind of blown out and where I want it, I'm kind of having a tough time choosing in between what shades I want to go with next. Like I really like this B3 shade here, but I also like this D4 shade. So I'm kind of just deciding if I want it to be softer or more purpley. I think for the purposes of this video, it's because it is a lilac palette and this just screams more lilac to me. I'm going to go with B3. I'm just going to start stamping that on my outer V portion, just like a little bit touching the lid, but staying very much so above the lid. If some falls down, that's perfectly fine. I'm just trying to keep it above the lid in the crease, but below the transition shade we used, which I believe was A4. I am using the same brush still, just kind of like playing with the shadow, again, bringing it upward, but keeping it in that sweet spot in between the other shadow we used and the lid. Just giving a little bit of more dimension to the eye. I really like how that looks. And it is extremely pigmented, you can see that. And I do really like that shade. It really does speak lilac to me. Again, just trying to give her a little bit of a lift, but keeping her low enough so we can have that other A4 shadow stand out, but not on the lid. Just kind of giving a little bit more of a deeper depth to the eye and not just having it be one shade and flat, in my opinion. Okay, I'm also not sure if I mentioned, but I did pick up another one of these to put in the giveaway. So this will be an item that will be added to the giveaway. I really like how that A4 and B3 shade actually look together. I think it's coming together with a really pretty lilac look that I was going with. I think I want to just deepen it up a lot. I want to stay away from the brown or like neutral shades, and I want to stick with the purples. So again, my heart is kind of flitter-flatting between this D4 shade and C3, but I think because my heart is here, I'm going to pick this up. But I think I kind of want to play around and mix them two together. And that is the shade that came off my brush. Extremely pigmented and really pretty. Just going to tap off the excess. Now this shade here, I am going to keep very, very low. I'm not going to take it all the way into the crease that I took B3 into. I just kind of want to bring it into my outer V, just to give a little bit more dimension. But again, really not putting it on the lid, but if some falls on the lid, that's okay. It is on the outer portion here, but kind of keeping this lid space clean for our shimmer shade, our glitter shade that we're going to use. I am bringing it a little bit inward, but not all the way inward that B3 is at, but also keeping it low enough. I'm also keeping the same brush. How that is really, really pretty. I'm not usually a big purple fan. I'm just mixing the two again. There is some kickback in the pan. If you can see it on camera, not a lot, but some people care, some people don't, so I mention it. So I want to use, again, staying with the lilac theme, I really want to use A3 and then E3. Those are my absolute favorites. I have kind of what's called an angle brush. Some people use it for eyeliner, some people use it for brows. I've really been like using it just to like really cut the crease. I'm not going to use any concealer to cut the crease because I've kind of not been liking that. And seeing as how the other shades are purple and then the actual shade that we're putting on will be purple as well, I don't really see the point. I'm just going to go above my crease, which I generally do always anyways. So I think we're going to start off with the A3 shade, and I'm just going to use that just right on the tip of the angle brush to try and go a little bit above my lid. Oh, that's giving me mad fairy vibes. I think that's so pretty. Oh, that's really pretty. So yeah, I think I'm going to continue kind of to do that. I'm going to use this to go a little bit above my lid and then actually use my finger to spread it out on the lid. Okay, so I just picked up some E3 on my finger here. It's really, really pretty if you can see that. I'm just going to go like over this a little bit, right in the center. This is very metallic. Really like that. That's really pretty, actually. It's almost giving like a foil shade or foil color. That's really pretty. I think I'm going to use the same angle brush, but I think I'm going to use the D2 shade. And I'm just going to pick this up a little bit. It's almost like a pressed glitter. And I just want to go right above. Just to add a little bit more sparkle to the look. I think that's so gorgeous. Okay, and then I think I'm going to go in with the B1 shade here just for like an inner tear duct highlight. But it's extremely pigmented, and glitter did go everywhere, but we were able, hopefully, to fix it, I hope. It gives it kind of more like an ethereal look. Hopefully we can clean that up with some lower lash line shade. So I think I'm gonna go in with, I'm a hot mess today, aren't I? B3. I'm just gonna start to kind of build that under my eye. I was a little concerned about that glitter falling everywhere, but I actually think it's really pretty. Oh, the brush that I'm using. This is from the Morphe Coca-Cola collection. I absolutely love this brush for under the eye. It gets like right up to that lower lash line, which I think is really cool, and I really like that brush for that purpose. I am going to throw some eyeliner on. This is the Tom Ford Eye Defining Pen. It's dual-sided. I like the longer side. Okay, so I hopped off camera quick. I threw on some false lashes and some mascara, and then also just a quick little gloss moment, just something really subtle, because I really wanted to focus on this palette. It does retail again for $65. It is a metallic palette. Again, there is one similar. It is the purple palette. I feel like there's enough versatile shades in here to make this worth the purchase. It is up there in price point, but you do get a lot of shadows, and you get a lot of those shadows. It has a giant mirror, and they do perform really, really well. I don't really have a ton of negatives to say about this palette. There's a transition shades that I like. There's really dark mattes in there that I like for deepening things up. I also really like how the purple turned out, but I really do like these shades, and I actually want to play with this again because I really want to play with that shade. It's this D3 shade, and it's green, but it's purple. It's got like a purple green shift reflex to it. Look at that. That is actually really pretty. So I think the next time I play with it, I'm definitely going to have to explore some more of these shades, but really that D3 shade. But other than that, I don't have anything negative to say. I would recommend buying it. I think it's a really good palette, especially if you're a collector like me. I have the other four, and I actually really use these quite a lot. They're really compact enough also to travel with it. I really do like this palette. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Thank you so much.